Good morning, everybody. This is just a short video for Joseph on navigating COLLS. We are going to use the history course because you are going to do history today. So hopefully the skills that you learn in this video will be transferable to other courses as you move through your other subjects. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to log on to your history course via your dashboard, okay? And Paul had said that the first thing he would like you to revise is the failures of the league. So to me that sort of implies the successes and failures of the league. So as you can see, that is week 6, term 1. To what extent was the League of Nations a success? The success of the league in the 1920s. So I'd like you today, and I'll put this on WhatsApp and email just now, I'd like you to work through weeks 6 to 10 of term 1 of IGCSE history. Okay, so this is what you're going to be doing. This is how it all works. So you click on your lesson. Okay. My pictures aren't loading. Zim internet is not great. Alright, so the first thing it asks you to do, go to YouTube and watch some videos on this topic. Right, so we go to YouTube and we get our topic. How successful was the league in the 1920s? I've copied that. I'm going to paste it. Okay, there we go. So you can watch a couple of these videos. Right, choose 1 or 2 of them and watch them. Once you've done that, you go back to your lesson and you click on your forum. You click add new discussion topic and you write blah 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 blah. This is what I found out, this is what I learned, this is how I feel, etc, etc, and you click post to forum. I'm not going to do that right now, obviously, because I haven't said anything meaningful, and I'm an English teacher, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so once you've done that, now you read through your learning objectives and your success criteria so that you know what is expected of you. And then you start reading, what was the League of Nations? What were the aims of the League of Nations? Have a look at the source. How was the league organized? Have a look at all of this. How could the league make a country do what it wanted? Who belonged to the league? Blah, blah, blah. Read, 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 read. Did the league stop wars in the 1920s? Here's a link. Whenever you see a link, go to it and read. History is a lot of reading. Okay, you've read all that. And then you continue. Right, self-assessment. Interpret the cartoon below. A British cartoon of 1925. Okay, so you look at this cartoon and now you're going to interpret it. So you open up a Word document. Cartoon interpretation. And then you write some stuff about cartoon. Okay, when you're finished with that, you go back to your course and you have a look and see how close were you to being correct. Okay, and then you can give yourself a mark out of 5. Great. Now we're going to save this because you're going to submit all of your work at the end. So let's talk about this because this is quite important. On your desktop, let's go to our desktop, you should have a folder that says COLLS. Maybe you already have this, I don't know, but you need one. And in here, you're going to have a folder for each of your subjects. History. Okay, and then let's call our document something meaningful. Week 6, League of Nations. Let's call it term 1. Week 6, League of Nations, so that you can always refer back to it at any stage. Right, so we've done that. Now let's go back to our lesson. task 1. Answer the following questions. Right, so we have our page ready to go. Task 1. And let's have a look at our questions. Was the league successful in Bulgaria? No, because Bulgaria, something, whatever it is. And so you go on. All right, you finish all your questions. Note that the task is out of 10, which seems to imply that each question should be at least worth 2 marks. Okay? Right, so you've done your first task, and you save. Right, then we continue. The league's other work in the 1920s. We read this. Right, successes and failures. This is now quite important because this is what Paul was talking about in terms of what you needed to go over. Here's a picture. It's not put in very well, I apologize. Okay, whenever you see these blue bits, it's a link to something. Let's see what comes up. To a little bit more information. Okay, so you can always click on those for more information if you wish. Okay, then you keep reading, keep reading. Here are some failures. This is very important in terms of what Paul was speaking about. And then we carry on. Here are some more links, as you can see. You can look at those if you desire. Okay, we won't waste time. All right, and then we see a second task. Task 2. Many historians have studied the League in the 1920s. They have interpreted events very differently. You will now look at 4 case studies of the League in action in the 1920s and come up with your own interpretation. For each case study, decide why you might criticize the League's actions, why you might think the League's actions were justified or reasonable, where you will put this event on a success scale of 0 to 5, where 0 is a total failure and 5 is a total success. Right, let's go. Task 2. Okay, and the first case study seems to be Vilna. Right, and for each one there are 3 bullet points you have to answer. So, you'll read this case study on Vilna. Why would you criticize the League's actions? The League didn't make something, right? Why you might think the League's actions were justified or reasonable. Justified because, and then you'll say something. And where you would put this event on a scale of 0 to 5, no idea. There we go. And then you move on to your second case study, Upper Silesia. Right, bullet points, and so you go on, etc. Okay, right, so that's task 2. Let's keep going. Task 3. Consider the following student essays. Right, so you'll click on each of these and read them. How successful was the League of Nations in the 1920s? And you'll read that one. And that one's not linked. I apologize, that's my fault. Okay, so just consider that one. Then you're going to answer your question. Assignment. How successful was the League of Nations in the 1920s? Using a case study, evaluate to what extent the League of Nations achieved its aims as a peacekeeping body in the 1920s. Okay, I won't worry too much about all that. So, task 3. Essay. And here you're going to use all the information that you've learnt in the lesson to write an essay question. Okay, it's only 10 marks, so maybe a page of work, which is fine. Then when you're done, so now you've written a wonderful essay consisting of a case study and excellent evaluation. There we go. Perfect. Right. So now you're going to save. Right. That's all done. And once you're done, submit your work to your facilitator using the submission link underneath this lesson or clicking here. So you click where it says click here. Now, you won't see this grading summary because I'm the teacher. You will see this part here, submission status. You will click add submission. And you will add your file by clicking this one over here. Choose file. Now remember, we created our folder earlier to make it very easy for us to find these things. So we'll go to our COLLS folder and to history and to our work. We'll click upload and save changes. There you are. You have completed your first assignment. Yay, well done. Right, so once that's done, you can close all the tabs you opened for that lesson. Great. Let's go back to our page. All right, so that's done. That should be done. That should be done. Now you're going to complete your quiz. And you're going to, since when is there a quiz password? All right, I will sort that out right now. I've never seen that before in my life. All right, I'll fix that for you right now, Joe. Many apologies. I wonder if I'll do it just now while we're recording. Should I do it now quickly? No, I won't. Okay, so you'll click attempt quiz. I will have fixed the password situation. My apologies. And you will complete the quiz. And that, my dear, will be the end of week 6. Now, everything you just learned, you will then apply to week 7. Okay. Here we go. Oh, and it's a nice, easy week. I might do a bit of work on these this morning to make them a bit harder for you. Week 9. And week 10. Okay. So that is the work I would like you to complete today, please, Joseph. And tomorrow we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, I hope that helps. Please get back to me if there are any questions or concerns that you may have. All right, thanks very much and good luck. Cheers.